Aquarius, December 2019, with me, Lada from astrolada.com. And that's specifically for everyone who has the Aquarius in rising. Always the rising sign is the most specific one with the most tangible and palpable results than the moon and the sun signs in Aquarius. So let's see, the biggest event of December is that Jupiter is changing sign, and Jupiter changes signs once every year. So it means that Jupiter will grace you with blessings in a different area of your life, because Jupiter is the great benefic, the one that eases things, that one that gives you blessings from God. So let's see what area of your life will be impacted starting from December in a positive way till the end of this 2020 almost, basically. So for the past 2 years, you've been having Saturn, the planet that rules Aquarius, the traditional ruler, in the 12th house. And it's known as a bit more difficult time, because it's time of endings, of letting go of the past, of dissolving the karma, paying off karma for the previous 29-year cycle. So a lot of Aquarius might feel a bit lost, a bit confused as to the future, because it's still not time for new beginnings. Maybe small, different new beginnings in different areas, but it's still, you're not seeing the exactly where you're heading. You're feeling something big is coming, and it is coming. At the end of 2020, both Saturn and Jupiter will be in your sign for the first time ever. I don't know in how many hundreds of years, basically. So Aquarius will be on the leading edge for the 20 next years. They will be called to really public positions. They will be called to make exceptional, powerful new beginnings. They will be called to create, to co-create for this new society, this new world order that's coming from the end of 2020. But before that, it's a preparation time. Before that is time where you're cleaning your old karma. And that's why often the period when Saturn transits the 12th house can feel more burdensome, can feel more lonely. It's usually a time of more isolation. It might be because of responsibility, but you might be feeling like withdrawing, and you might have felt till now, and it continues, that you want to withdraw from the world, that you want to be not so much in the public eye, or if you didn't want, it was imposed on you, that you're kind of in your own world, so to speak. And because you're brewing, you're preparing something that's gonna get born after from 2021, basically. But often it can be a period when one gets a bit depressed as well, when Saturn is in the 12th house, because a lot of karmic issues from the past come to the surface. Often your dreams might be darker, because the 12th house is the house of sleeping. So you might have nightmares with your biggest fears. Sometimes phobias appear. Any fears that you have, they, from the bottom of your subconscious, they bubble to the surface to be released. Any traumas from the past, you might be reliving them, re-experiencing them. For me, as an Aquarius rising, it was a claustrophobia that reappeared, that I thought I was rid of it. And such other issues that I haven't dealt with emotionally in the past 29 years, that I thought maybe I resolved, mostly I've forgotten. And they're coming back to be relieved. But it's been so hard to release those feelings, because yes, Saturn brings them to the consciousness, from the subconscious up. Your soul feels kind of perturbed, but it's really hard to push through and to let go of those things, because Saturn holds on to the past as well. So you've been in the process of purging and releasing the past, but it's been happening very slowly, whether it's releasing a self-undoing habit, whether it's some addiction, whether it's some fears, whether it's some karma and some old responsibilities that you feel that they're dying out, or even some kind of career, because Saturn naturally rules career. In the 12th house, it gets dissolved, or whether it's even, in some cases, even some kind of the weakening of physical energy, physical power happens when Saturn is in the 12th house. It's almost like a hibernation time. But, you know, those difficult things that's been hard to let go, and sometimes even losses happen when Saturn is in the 12th house of losses. You know, it's been, now you're going to see the purpose of those things. When Jupiter enters there, Jupiter brings knowledge and light and clarity and understanding, and you're going to start seeing, okay, I understand why I have to dissolve this career, this lifestyle. It inspires you to actually do. It allows leaving things from behind, from your past that no longer serves you. It might be relationship, people, activities. It allows it to happen much easier. I'll give as an example. It's like a comparison, a bit gross, but it's like you're having constipation. You have to, excrete something. This 12 houses ending, dissolutions. But now Jupiter comes and it's the laxative to make this releasing process easy, and you're ready to let go of that shite, So it's going to be easy to overcome some of your demons. Fear, if you have some fears and phobias and paranoias, they'll start getting dissolved. Jupiter will bring a more optimistic in a spiritual environment in you. Jupiter will also allow you to, when you notice that something is not good for you, you will be able to finally, okay, I see the purpose, I get understanding, I'm clear why I need to let go of that. It will make sense. And the 12th house is also the house of spiritual connection to ancestors, to the spirit guides, to your higher self. When Jupiter enters there, it will really increase your psychic abilities. It will really increase your communication. You can receive messages in your dreams. Now your dreams won't be just scary, like when Saturn transits there and depressing, or sometimes like Saturn can totally block the experience of the dream world, or give sleeping problems when it's in the 12th house, because of responsibilities or whatever. But with Jupiter entering it from December, you're going to definitely notice, first, much more positive dreams. Second, much more improved sleep patterns. You'll be able to sleep better. I can tell you, as an Aquarius rising, the last 2 years I barely slept because of babies waking up every hour. So for you, it might be something else, but for generally now, there is improvement of such conditions of sleep, and you start receiving special messages. I remember last time Jupiter was in my 12th house, I was hoping to start astrology career. I did not yet. It was still not time for new beginnings. The time for new beginnings comes when both Saturn and Jupiter enter Aquarius, basically from the end of 2020, sorry. But I got answers as to what I'm supposed to do. This is when I had my first psychic reading, an astrology reading with someone. And I was studying astrology already. And these were the most correct readings I've ever had. I've never had since then such correct ones. I mean, I was told specifics about my future, because when Jupiter is in the 12th house, the guidance and counseling from the invisible worlds, the channel between the invisible worlds is the clearest, clearest. So you, in your dreams or in your meditation, or if you have a psychic reading or a reading with an astrologer or with a counselor, you will receive the most basically clear instructions, the most clear inspirations there. So yes, you'll be very busy in this internal world of yours, preparing for that new beginning that is expected from you from 2021. And it's, to be honest, it's a fantastic time for research as well. When Jupiter enters the 12th house, you can receive some clear resolutions to research, or it can be a fantastic time to do a PhD, or if you're a scientist, some research, if you're an astrologer, to work behind the scenes preparing, or if you're a business person, you're preparing or brewing, and it's going to become very clear for you what the plan is. You're preparing and you're brewing in 2020, starting from December, the plan for some new business structure, for some new business or something, a new direction for you. But still, you will start seeing those results, and you'll be able to manifest it later on, not yet. Not in December, not in 2020, towards the end of 2020. So fantastic time to prepare behind scenes. It can be great time to get for example, if you've been trying to get access to a foreign country. 12th house is far away countries. And Saturn might have made it a lengthy process, a drawn out process with a lot of responsibilities. Like I've been trying green cards, but you have to change green card after 2 years, then another green card. And it's been like, for the past 2 years, been doing so much of that, trying to get residency and blah, blah. So any access to foreign country will become available in 2020, or from the moment Jupiter enters into the 12th house. And foreign travel won't be just for work, because when Saturn transits the 12th, usually any kind of faraway travel is accompanied with a lot of burdens or obstacles. So it is connected to responsibility or work. When Jupiter enters, it will be also for your own spiritual. You'll be able to travel a lot more to foreign places, maybe do around the world trip in a preparation for world dominion that comes for Aquarius from 2021. And the 12th house is higher knowledge, mystical knowledge. It's basically the storehouse of inspiration and imagination, and where you download with your soul the program for the next 29 years. When Jupiter and Saturn is there, you'll be doing that. You'll be getting inspiration, and through traveling, through learning, through studying behind the scenes. It's time for research, for such type of activities or preparation, doing the hard work behind closed doors. For example, if you're a movie producer, it might be now drawing your movie behind closed doors, and your movie might be ready when Jupiter and Saturn at the end of 2020 come together in your sign. But now you're doing the hard work behind closed doors. The world doesn't see much what you're up to, but you're enjoying that alone time. You're enjoying that respite. For some of it might just mean take a break. If you don't have a plan, if you're not already preparing for something that you bring out to the world in 2021 or the end of 2020, don't worry. It's time. The universe says time to take a break now. Time to focus on your soul. Time to focus on the needs of your soul, to communicate with the invisible worlds, to focus on God, to meditate, to develop some spiritual practices. When Jupiter joins Saturn, this is fantastic time when spiritual awakenings can happen, when you release a lot of karmic baggage. You'll be brand new, honestly, by the time Jupiter comes out of your 12th house at the end of 2020. So this spiritual renaissance is happening for you, releasing of the past, healing of past traumas. You're being built on the internal level anew, and you build yourself on the external level, your external life anew, from the end of 2020 or 2021 onwards, which will be awesome. But for now, like trying to take it easier, or even if you have many responsibilities, please find some time, and Jupiter will find you the times and opportunities to escape alone in nature, in other countries, to travel a bit, to immerse yourself in mystical knowledge and research of any sort, or charity work. 12th house is charitable. You can notice yourself becoming way more giving, that you're feeling a lot more compassion, and it's fantastic time for deep understanding of something. If you want to understand something on an almost intuitive level, Jupiter in the 12th house will bring in. It's a lot about the things that Jupiter in the 12th house will bring for you. But for that, I speak more in my 2020 video horoscopes, which is an hour and a half. And it's one of my best work ever. It's only $9.99. You can check it out. We have 10,000 pre-orders already, and they're released now, so you can order your video, you receive it immediately in your mail. But now let's see specifically what's happening in December for you. Yes, you're going to start feeling this Jupiter influence already gradually, but let's see day by day type of thing. The most important events, and that's the December calendar 2019, but the 2020 astrology calendar is also out, and it's only $20 for the next 2 weeks. After that, it becomes $30, and it's 118 pages. It's interactive. When you click on it, it takes you to the meaning of all those astrological events. So then you're going to have Mercury enter in Sagittarius on the 9th, and the Sun is there till the 21st. So it's especially busy time for you, Aquarius, in social activities this December. You'll be definitely talking about some group events together, maybe spending time with friends, maybe getting invited and shining in events that are connected with more people. I personally will be doing a big group event. It's the 2020 marathon, where we talk about all the astrological events, and that's around December the 9th, 8th that we're starting a week of free astrology information. Check it out on my channel. Awesome world famous astrologers will be talking about the most important events of 2020. So anything that's planning, organizing group activities or activities that have to reach large audiences, or interactions with fan base, interactions with clients, it's very social, man, till around the time before Christmas. After that, things really slow down. Everything moves into Capricorn, so it's break time. You have to take a break after the 20th of December onwards. I advise you to take a break. Most of the planets, Mercury, Saturn, and Jupiter, will be invisible. Your planet becomes invisible from the 19th, the planet that rules you. So it's a time to retreat around February, maybe start preparing something behind the scenes, and then you can bring it out again on the public. And I'm talking more smaller projects. I'm not talking life-changing projects, that comes the really life-changing ones from the end of 2020. But some business project you're working, whatever, you can feel like a little bit decreased energy after the 19th, but till the 19th, you still have a lot till the 20th, and you're busy communicating, exchanging ideas socially. You're busy on making bucks, earning bucks. The 11th house is gains. It can be quite a gainful month for many of you as well, because of this 11th house activation of Mercury, of Jupiter. It's also if you have something to bring out to the public, to large audiences, whether it's marketing, business campaigns, or some message, which is Mercury, large audiences, 11th house. Do it when Mercury enters Sagittarius, but not after the 20th, because then Mercury becomes invisible there. Because that can be time when you can start losing some gains or some following, But till the 20th is very successful for such things. Business, any kind of business transaction, client communications, it's fantastic because the 11th house rules those things. And the worst case scenario, when Mercury becomes invisible towards the end of December, you might gain a friend, or you might leave some Facebook group or some society that you belong to, for example. You might be done with that. On another level, Saturn becoming invisible, I told you maybe energy levels start decreasing after the 19th. Give yourself a break, honestly. I definitely know I'll do it. Take care of your health. When Saturn becomes invisible, the health becomes a bit, weaker. But why is that? Because Saturn will go and join the Sun, and in February it becomes visible again. So you come back with renewed strength, with new projects. Then you have one wonderful event. Yes, Saturn is becoming invisible on the 19th, and so is Mercury on the 20th. So business and work slow down and our energy level, but Venus enters Aquarius, our sign, and it's going to be there from the 20th of December till the middle of January. So we have some great support during the disappearance of our planet, and that great support is Venus. So it's more time for enjoyment after that, for relaxation. Venus in your sign makes you more beautiful, to take care of your physical appearance, to pamper yourself, to show self-love. Others will feel more drawn to you, even though it might not have enough energy, but others after the 20th will feel more drawn to be around you. You'll feel like more doing lovable and loving things. You can have more love in your life as well. And you can leave for a little bit the hard things of Saturn, the career and the responsibilities, and you can take more care of yourself and do loving kinds actions of kindness towards yourself and towards others. What else? Venus is the planet that rules your 4th house, so coming through your 1st house, there can be more involvement with home, with family, with resting as well, with things connected to place of living and home, and you can become more initiative in such matters. And Venus rules your 9th house. Coming into your 1st house means that you're going to become in a more philosophical state of mind, maybe a bit luckier as well, the 9th house, in a good, better mood, in a more kind, humane mode, and more philosophical, more high-minded. It might be good for teaching activities and any other home activities. Venus's rule of 9th and 4th houses. If you want to buy beautiful things, go and buy your presents once Venus enters your sign. If you buy them while Venus is in the 12th house, they might end up being more expensive. You can lose something, because Venus till the 20th is in your 12th house. So that's, you know, it's best when it enters your house, your own sign, because then you're much more in touch with that Venus. What is beautiful, what is valuable, you can really appreciate the value, the material value of something better. And if you if you want to present to yourself someone better, Venus, and Venus will give you desire to look better, to have more pleasant moments. So go somewhere on holiday, or, you know, especially with all those planets in your 12th house, you need to. But after the 20th, you feel you feel more zen, so to speak. Okay, and of course there is an eclipse in your 12th house, which means that it doesn't directly affect you, but if you have some planets in Capricorn, around 4 degrees in Capricorn, many Aquarius sun people have planets in Capricorn, then that might affect you strongly. But otherwise, eclipse in your 12th house, it's more like focus on taking a break, on retreating a bit from the world, and how to find healthier ways to relax. And after the 26th of January, of December, because Jupiter brings new opportunities in this 12th house with this solar eclipse, you have a revived sense of how to escape reality in healthier ways, how to let go of unhealthy patterns, renewed determination to let go of unhealthy patterns as well, and let go of the past and such. All right, so that's what we have for you, Aquarius. You know, after the 20th, Venus is in your sign, so there is someone to preside over you and protect you while your planet is invisible, Saturn, from the 19th onwards. So thank you so much. And yeah, do check the 2020 calendar, which is 30% off for 2 more weeks, and the 2020 Aquarius video to hear about the big mission that Aquarius have to play towards the end of this year. So thank you.